The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on, wrestling nerds, and welcome to this week's episode of the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. We are talking about 2001's No Way Out from Las Vegas, Nevada. Joining me on the show are the wonderful two idiots that join me every week. Starting off with the other half of J&J Security, it's TJ Barnier.
Hello, pal.
Hi, everybody. And then the wrestling guru, the only guy that will kill everybody in wrestling knowledge unless we have him do pick 20, it's Ryan Fry. Does Daniel Bryan still haunt you?
I'm going to show you a jerk, a jackass.
The hell with Daniel Bryan. EC3 threw him for a loop.
All right, let me change you guys around because I just realized. There you go. Now we're all in the right spots.
We're not here?
Well, no, you're
We're
right.
there.
You're right where you are. I'm right where I am, and Ryan is up there because he's
I feel like an X may be fitting for this episode.
a wrestling god.
God? Hello, God.
You don't sound like Morgan Freeman.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna just briefly take over for a moment. This is me throwing down my producer hat and saying,
Fuck.
no, this is
This is the part where we go off script.
No, well, we are, but not really. I think from all of everyone at Wrestling with Nerds, obviously it's three of us and all fans that support, our thoughts and prayers are with Maurice and Miz right now.
Yes, and their family.
That is just, really shitty news. They are one of our favorite wrestling families. So we are hoping for the best possible outcome there. And I just wanted to get that front foremost out of the way before we have some fun.
Absolutely, 100%. But now let's get to the fun part. Before we get into 2001's No Way Out, do we want to talk about how Triple H kind of took over the beginning part of SmackDown and I run this bitch and I don't care what you think?
I don't care where you think you're seated, and it doesn't matter what you thought. We're very, very poignant and directed.
I hate that he has a heart condition and can't wrestle anymore because, oh, motherfucker.
AJ, it's the WWE. Never say never. Never say never.
I don't know.
I know. But a heart condition a couple years ago that's been managed for a couple of years, maybe it's re-strengthened the heart. You just never say never.
Just don't want one of those bumps to be a last bump.
It'd be a fuck of a way to go.
Yeah, but then who takes over?
Well,
I mean, it's not like we'll ever probably see this guy again.
Here we go.
But with everything coming out of this, it may honestly may not be the worst thing, because by the sounds of it, he left because of some other issues that he was embarrassed of. I mean, we've all read the reports now. If that's true, props to Shane for saying, like, nah, this is nuts. I'm getting the fuck out.
Him and Stephanie both rightfully should. I would love to see that match because they teased it years ago. I think it was like at Raw 25 or whatever. They stood, they face offed, and I wanted it then. I want it now. But shit's heating up, and we're officially on the road to WrestleMania, and we've started seeing the Elimination Chamber stuff with qualifying matches. You have Drew, and you have Randy Orton, the first two that have qualified for the men's Elimination Chamber match, to have the right to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Fun couple of matches the other night. Those were good. Those were fun.
I'm curious to see what we're going to get with AJ Styles and LA Knight.
Yeah. A banger.
Uh, is that going to lead into because I've been saying this for weeks, a ladder match possibly for the U.S. title? Or are they going to start their own feud with just them two?
Well, I mean, I don't know, but it was definitely good to have AJ back in ring gear. That was kind of a weird few weeks.
Yeah, no shit.
I think it could be. It's got to be a fun feud either way. Those guys are good workers, and it's entertaining every time they're in the ring.
And this also throws that out there. I don't see LA Knight winning his match now because AJ's probably going to fuck with him.
Who's he?
Yeah, but that could always
slated against.
We don't know.
Ivar.
Oh, is it Ivar?
Yeah. I don't.
I mean,
I see LA Knight still winning, and maybe AJ doing something with him at Elimination Chamber. But they gotta get Paul involved there somehow.
but that would be a good way to get Ivar also some good main singles, credible singles moments if he does win that match and get it put into the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, we all know he ain't winning the thing. Like,
I mean, all I want to hear is the antlers. Does she have the antlers? Does she have the fucking antlers?
he is on about them antlers, man. I don't know.
Well, we've talked a little bit about.
I'm just
current
more
stuff.
excited to make sure you two were doing all the talking, and I just sat here for a couple minutes. It was quite nice.
I mean, we're talking about current day stuff. We still watch current day. I have not gone back and watched everything from 20 or so years ago, and like some people on a nightly damn basis.
Hey, if you're gonna be the guru, there's gonna be one way to figure it out. And watch it all the time.
No shit. So
Hard to forget when you see it every day.
I'm currently on a stretch of mid 1995 superstars.
That is just, I love and hate you at the same
So,
time. It's so weird.
it's No Way Out from Sunday, February 25th, 2001, from Las Vegas, Nevada, the Thomas and Mack
funny
Center.
how we keep doing this. Pay-per-views in Vegas, big moments in Vegas with current reality. This shit just keeps on like falling in line.
No shit. I just noticed that whenever we do like one thing, it's Madison Square Garden. Hey, we're talking about Madison Square Garden over on this too. Oh, it's kind of weird.
Oh, we get something in like Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, hey, they're in Atlanta, Georgia.
So the attendance for No Way Out 15,223, but with a buy rate of 590,000. Just look.
This is that weird time in wrestling. This is the last WWF pay-per-view before WCW is sold.
Oh shit.
So this is the last pay-per-view of the Monday Night Wars.
And just a little background knowledge on how well this pay-per-view did when it comes to buy rate. The 2000 No Way Out did 480,000 from the Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut, obviously. And then in 2002, they went to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Bradley Center, and 575,000 with the buy rate. So 2001 was, I guess, a good year for No Way Out.
So weird.
And
One before it's in Hartford, and you're wearing a Hartford sweatshirt.
I'm always wearing it. This is my nice hoodie. I haven't completely
you
destroyed
bounce
it yet.
between that and Bill Belichick.
I
It's
mean,
funny too because you wear the Belichick hoodie like you wear the hood even like you get full Belichick mode. It's funny.
Game was great.
Belichick.
Tom, you
played
should come
great.
back. Tom, you should come back.
Tom, come back and
Everybody.
save my job.
Everybody's fine. Injury report shows no injuries.
Or
Just
everybody's
replay
hurt.
The game.
Every
On the podcast next week.
everybody's hurt.
Onto the podcast next week.
We're going to Dunkin' Donuts and Stop and Shop to get new people. And what do you know? That's where they find their biggest tight end. So, first match of the night is Big Show and Raven in a hardcore match for the WWF Hardcore Championship. 4.5 minutes, and they kind of beat the
Of-
fuck out of each other.
There's a
Of
lot
pure
of
fun.
action. There's a lot of action. This match may be booked as just Big Show versus Raven. We get like 6 other people.
And it was fun.
It was a lot of fun, and they
This
kicked the
is
absolute shit out of each other, and so did
this
everybody
is the
else.
this is the fun time of the hardcore title where everybody's coming out of the woodworks. I mean, Crash Holly shows up as a carrying popcorn like he's one of the
Got a wig
popcorn.
on, and
Yeah, it's fun. This leads up to by far my favorite hardcore title match, which is at WrestleMania 17, which is what we're headed towards.
Mhm.
Big Show versus King versus Raven for the hardcore championship.
hey,
It is great. It's one of my favorite matches from actually any WrestleMania not in the main event.
You're gonna
It's-
hear this from me with just mentioning that, Fry. One of these things is not like the other. Big Show, Kane, and Raven.
It's Big
Uh,
Show, right?
what?
Yeah. Huh?
It's Big Show, right? Which one of these is not like the other? Big Show's the only one with two word name.
No, I'm talking about Raven. You have Monster, and weird hair
Emo
long
guy.
cult dude.
Yeah, but it works.
It was a
all works out
fun.
pretty
It
good.
was a fun match.
3 title changes in the match?
I believe so. Yes, without looking. Big
Billy
Show,
Gunn,
Billy Gunn,
Raven.
Raven, Big Show. Yeah, nice little touch. Nice little quick thing to get. It's a good thing to get the crowd popped and ready to roll with a good old hardcore match.
Mhm.
Something quick, something exciting. Trash cans, sheet pans, all that good stuff.
And this was a good way too to like kind of the faults that was the 24/7 title. It just didn't have the weapons element. I think if it has the weapons element and that's what people wanted, that belt probably could even still be stuck around. I mean, it just kind of became goofy that it was just quick,
It-
weird roll ups, where this one
it
was
be-
like hammer someone with a sign and pin them.
Yeah.
24/7 became the chase them title. It's always a group of people chasing one person and then they get away.
Hey, what are you doing Raw tonight? I'm running around for 5 seconds.
But it was good.
So, the second match of the night, Chris Jericho defeats Chris Benoit. Oh, I'm sorry, are we supposed to say that name? Eddie Guerrero and X-Pac in a fatal 4-way match for the WWF Intercontinental Championship.
Not gonna
This-
lie, I have expected you to not mention him and call it a triple threat match just because of the conversation we had the other day.
This match is good. This match is underrated, and I feel like it's because Benoit's in it that it doesn't get talked about. This match is very, very good. I enjoyed this match a lot. It was good to see X Pac get in there and be in that mid card level where he can go. I mean, one of Bret Hart's favorite matches was 1-2-3 Kid on Monday Night Raw, and I think 1-2-3 Kid or X Pac was always not second guessed, but never put into that prominent spotlight because sometimes his demons would get it the best of him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun to see this match and good finish. Jericho sneaks in and steals the pinfall. to get
Was
the
it a
1, 2,
roll up?
3.
I think it was a roll up.
Might even had a handful of tights, I think.
It was a good little finish.
Damn, your ass is white.
And this starts for him going into WrestleMania. This is TJ's favorite, where he pisses in William Regal's teacup.
Zip,
Hey,
zip,
hey,
zip.
Uh,
Well, speaking of William Regal, great segue, Ryan. Great job. It's Stephanie McMahon facing off against Trish Stratus. Well, speaking of William Regal, he kind of gets in there, and I think he ends up slapping.
Well,
Trish ends up slapping
let's
Regal.
not gloss over the pre-match conversation between he who must not be named currently and Regal. about how he basically leaves it to Regal to figure out who needs assistance.
It's a very it's never
It-
mind. I
So
had a joke there, and I'll just leave it alone.
it's like, no, you pick. But no, tell me
Yeah.
which one to do. No, you pick. Use your judgment. Okay, so
He
let's.
he who is in control makes the decision.
And then Regal's just like,
Do I interfere with the one that you're sleeping with, or do you do it help your daughter? I'm confused. Which one are you going to be happier with?
which one keeps me out of jail and from a civil suit?
And we find out that it's he decides to take out Trish
With
with the
a Regal
with the
cutter.
beautiful Regal cutter. Great little finishing move that Regal developed.
Nailed
Uh,
it.
and thinks he did the right thing. We won't know until I guess later on if he did the right thing or not.
So, so after this match, I'm gonna say this is the match of the night coming up. It's the Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H 2 out of 3 falls match. And first fall is regular singles match, second fall is a street fight, and the third fall is a steel cage match. This took up almost 40 minutes of the show. This was the bulk of it. And I couldn't look away through any of it.
I'm gonna make a bolder
and
statement. Oh, Frago, you first.
the build of this match is great. This is the payoff of the whole Stone Cold getting hit by the car, neck surgery, everything. Yes, it was Rikishi that drove the car, but it was Triple H that planned it all.
I did it.
And so this is the payoff for it. They have a contract signing like weeks beforehand where they've agreed not to touch each other. And before, or they think the contract is signed by both people, and all of a sudden Triple H just decks Austin, and
Then he signs
Vince
it.
is like, "You're an idiot," and he's like, "No, I'm not. I'd never even signed it." And he flips open the page, and there it is, blank. So then he gets the last shot, and it's kind of weird because in WWE historical numbers for them, the guy that gets one over on the other one before a pay per view usually doesn't win.
Yeah. And
So
Spoiler alert.
well, no, let's go into that. Stone Cold wins the first fall. So
Oh, you didn't want to cover the other two moments that lead up to, or
what? What are the two moments?
Stone Cold takes out Stephanie, and then Hunter
but
takes
yeah,
out JR.
but yeah, to get payback, yeah, Austin stuns Stephanie, which is always great to see. And then Triple H takes out Jim Ross, which he's done that now I think 3 times. Once he broke his arm, then he pedigreed him, then he did something else. But it's like Austin has no significant others, so let's just beat the shit out of Oklahoma Jim Ross because that's the fun thing to do.
Good old JR.
I remember when Linda fired him and kicked him in the dick. But Stone Cold wins the first fall, just a regular match, and then we get that street fight, and that's when it starts to get a little colory. And then we'll talk about the real color at the end, which right on camera.
Red equals green there back in these days still.
My only issue with this whole match, and I'm gonna follow this up with something. It's silly to me that you have a stipulated match like this where it's a regular match, a street fight, and a cage match, because you almost know that whoever gets the first fall is not getting the second fall. Otherwise,
It's
the
over.
cage match doesn't happen. And it's like, well, you build it, you have it. What was the point of it? Like, you know that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to that end, Ryan, can you think of any other time that did happen?
It has happened before. I can't remember off the top of my head on which ones it is. I think it may have been, and one of you can do a quick Google search, but it's Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at Royal Rumble. I can't remember the year. I don't think that goes to 2 falls or goes to 3 falls, and it might not have been Rumble. It may have been like the Armageddon before the Rumble. I don't think that goes to 3 falls, and I think there was another one that only went to 2 falls.
It's a silly stipulation to me. That said, this is by far.
But in a sense, the match is called the 3 stages of hell, so it's pretty much it's giving you the you're not gonna get 2 stages of hell, you're gonna get 3 stages of hell, and it's just the idea of even 2, maybe 3 enduring matches in one is it's a way to freshen up the classic 2 out of 3 pinfalls matches like it used to be back in 70s and 80s. Back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, sometimes even in the 50s, your championship matches were always 2 out of 3 pinfalls. They were never single straight up fall matches. They were always a 2 out of 3 pinfall match. So the 2 out of 3 pinfall match has historical value. This was just a new modern twist to it to freshen it up and not kind of make it stagnant because it would get stagnant for a
Mhm.
while. And this was just a way to freshen it up and make it more brutal.
I got caught in this match not looking away, not
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a great match. This is Triple H and Stone Cold never did a bad match, ever.
And I mean, we get the AJ said it. We get the Stone Cold takes the first fall, then we get into the hardcore stuff, and out comes Mr. Sledgy, and kaboom! Austin's sled head shot. Don't mind my Calgary. You know. And that's how he takes the second fall, which gets us into the thing, and we get bloody along the way. I think the barbed wire thing
Baseball
comes
bat.
out. It wasn't a
No,
bat; it was a
2x4.
2x4.
Oh,
2x4.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan on asshole steroids.
It's a Foley barbed wire 2x4.
And he takes a shot and goes over a table, and the back body drop spot. Oh my! That almost missed. I don't know what that would do to Hunter if he missed. I'm sure it wouldn't have been good. But he goes to pedigree Austin through the main announce table, and Austin does like the old flip him over thing, which was always the best counter to that pedigree. But somehow when he does it, Hunter ends up kind of going to the left a little more, and
oh, we'll talk about a bad bump later.
well, I'm saying he like almost misses the cushioniness, if you could call it that, of the table, and like straight concrete floors it.
TJ, have you ever gone through a table?
Hey, TJ,
Well,
do we need a book of TJisms? Because like this is like the 5th word you created in this podcast.
listen, I'm just saying.
The cushiness of a table.
Would you rather go through the table, which is gonna eat it a little and then give, or would you rather just get dumped straight onto concrete? I'm taking the table. I don't care. I'm taking the table. Put me through a table. I'll take the table over the concrete. Concrete's hard. It makes a certain noise when you hit it, and it's not fun.
TJ, just
Yeah,
Tuck-
it's called splat.
just tuck your chin. You got a lot of surface area. You'll be fine.
I'm
Tuck your
just
chin
saying,
and kiss
drop
your
a
ass
bowling
goodbye.
ball on a concrete surface and listen to the weird noise it makes. Your skull
That's a
makes
bo-
that same noise.
That's a bowling ball. You're
Your
more
skull
like a
will
big,
make the same noise.
You're more like a big bowl of jelly.
Either way, it was an odd spot.
Again, another pay-per-view, another match on this card with a great finish.
Absolutely.
You're going into WrestleMania 17 with Austin already in the main event. You're expecting Austin to win this match, hands down. And I think Hunter's got the 2x4.
You're getting
He's
ready
got
for the next
barbed
match,
wire.
TJ.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's got the barbed
Hunter's
wire.
got the sledgy. Again.
I wish you'd pick your fucking ears sometimes, because that's what I just said.
No, you said Hunter had the barbed wire.
No, I said Hunter had the sledgehammer, Austin had the barbed wire bat, 2x4. And they hit each other, and just happened to be that Hunter fell on top of Austin. 1, 2, 3. Hunter gets the win, which is good for Hunter because he's headed to WrestleMania to face The Undertaker. And Austin's headed into WrestleMania to face the WWF champion, whoever that may be.
We'll know
And doesn't
both
lose
later on
and,
tonight.
and doesn't lose any steam for it because it was literally because one fell down before the other. Again,
And even
a way
to that end,
this is for the IWC to learn. You can lose a match and not lose any momentum.
and even to sell that a little more, I mean, they raise the cage as they're both still kind of laying there, and as they're both like trying to get up, Hunter's getting his arm picked up, and he's like, "Bro, I'm still trying to like find my legs here, and you're like taking my other support off the ropes." Like,
I don't know if he was trying to find his legs. I think he was looking for the blade.
Yeah, there was a real bad spot with camera angle. They zoom right in on Hunter as he's cutting his forehead open more. It's just a bad spot on camera, and they just leave it on there. They don't even cut away like quickly. It's like Dunn must have had been on a coffee break or something.
Either way, Stone Cold gets up and nails him with a stunner before leaving.
So,
well, again, it's another thing to make sure this Stone Cold. You prove that Stone Cold didn't lose any momentum. Again, Hogan must pose. Stone Cold glass must shatter. Hitting with the stunner, the glass shatters, and off away Austin goes.
And that plays for a while too. That plays for a while, and then you got the next match, which
Whoa! You wait 1 second. I'm making a bold statement. That has been the most fun I've had rewatching a match. In fact, I would go as far as to say that is my favorite match we have recapped since we've done our show here. That's the one.
Well, I'm glad I could give that to you.
well, technically they gave it to us. It was just your recommendation.
So I gave it to you.
He is the guru.
In the story.
He is the guru.
Okay, so Ryan, what's the next match?
Up here. Let me get a little more buttoned up.
What?
He is a complete imbecile. It's Jerry the King Lawler representing what is wrong with the Attitude Era. I'm just kidding. It's what was great about the Attitude Era. With Cat versus Steven Richards and Ivory.
Ivory. Looks like a bunch of Mormons.
This is
kinda mixed with the Geek Squad.
This whole faction is a play on the mothers. It's like one of the mother censorship groups that were on WWE's case for their stuff. So we have RTC, Right to Censor. The group is Steven Richards. He's converted Val Venus. He's converted the Good Father, was the Godfather, Bull Buchanan, and then Ivory. And they hate everything that has to do with puppies or anything to do with the women. And the Cat just wants to get naked. And I think the stipulations was if Jerry wins, the Cat gets naked, and if
she can get naked whenever she wants.
She doesn't, or she has to join RTC. I don't remember.
Yeah, she has to join RTC.
Fun story: the Cat and Jerry the King Lawler are married at this time.
He was batting young.
20 years between them in age.
Yeah, we did the math. Jerry was 52 years old when this match occurred, and currently the Cat is 53 years old. So he was chasing after that 30-year-old tail.
It was more like Jerry the King Lawler and the kitten, not the cat.
Yeah, it was, I think it was she is 16 months older than his son that passed away. Yeah. That's just kind of creepy.
She could have dated him.
This was a fun match, though. I mean, Jerry at 50 years old wrestling, it was good. I liked it. It was fun.
How many times is he gonna duck a shot?
Not enough, but that was cool. I liked it.
Keep in mind, this is 2001, and he ends up wrestling The Miz around The Miz's title run before he has the first heart attack. So
is that the one that was on TV?
Yeah. Oh,
This
yeah,
was
the match was awkward.
enjoyable.
There was a lot of ducking and missing and some
But you know what
referee
it reminded me of?
confusion.
You know, like when Samoa Joe steps out of the way, the guy's jumping off the ropes, which I love. This was the Jerry ducking the title belt made me think of that. And it's something like you don't see like today somebody gets a title
it's
lined up, you're eating that
it's
shot, you know.
it's hilarious how Stevie misses with it twice, but Cat gets it right off the bat backwards. It was a fun little match, and yeah, Stevie Richards wins, and RTC takes the Cat.
You want to talk about another fun little match? Went about 12 minutes. The Dudley Boys versus the Brothers of Destruction and Edge and Christian.
I mentioned it earlier. One of these things is not like the others.
Talking about Edge and
Yeah,
Christian.
you said that earlier, and I'm confused. Which one are you talking about?
With this, and this one
Yeah.
in particular, I don't know, those Brothers of Destruction. I mean,
The solo one that's not like the others.
yeah, this is kind of one of those of like you've got what I would call an A plus talent level tag team versus what I would probably, for what they are, they're B pluses. The Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian are amazing hardcore tag team things, but as far as like ranking them in the greats of tag teams, they don't make it to that level of the mega powers to me, the Brothers of Destruction. It's just like it's kind of odd that it's like, man, how the hell are these two gonna lose?
So you're basing your tag team rankings on each wrestler's solo ranking.
Mm,
That's what you just did there.
a little. I mean, it's still,
I think the Dudleys are easily top 5 ever. Edge,
not for me.
Edge and Christian are top 10, and Brothers are probably also maybe top 5, if not 6.
Okay, that's fair to say, but you can't tell me everybody in your top 5 all time tag teams are A plus tag teams.
You can't have 15 people in your top 5 either. You could easily put Edge and Christian top 10, Dudley Boys mid pack level, maybe top 5. Brothers of Destruction maybe top 15. It wasn't a very good tag team together. It doesn't work when both teammates do the exact same thing. Kane and Undertaker are too
and they were
identical.
doing the exact same thing the whole fucking match.
That's what kind of separates tag team wrestling for me. You got to have a powerhouse guy and a guy that'll do the aerial stuff more. That's what works for my opinion as a tag team. That's why, like, for instance, my favorite team, of course, we've said it before, is the Steiner brothers. Rick was the ground and pound suplex guy. Scott would do the suplexes and stuff as well, but Scott would take the high risk. Scott would do the suplex into the tombstone, that type of stuff. It made them different. Kane and Undertaker are the same guy, same figure in the ring. There's no difference between the two.
So there was a lot of it. This basically was a hardcore match, even though it was considered a triple threat tables match. I don't know about you guys. I kind of flinch at headshots now, knowing what we know now.
Is it not funny that I think like almost 70% of the matches we reviewed or shows we reviewed have had some sort of
Tables
a tables
variant?
match or a triple threat tables match in it.
It's just that era, man.
But I agree. Chair shots, the head ones, it's like, ugh.
And
Especially the unprotected ones. It's okay when they get their hands up.
well,
But when their hands are down to their sides and they take a chair shot, it's like, oh.
I think it was
that's
more
like
towards the
6 years.
beginning of the match where the Dudleys are fixing the table right outside of ringside. No, not the Dudleys. Undertaker and Kane are fixing the table on the outside, and here come the Dudleys. Boom on the back. They both turn around. And boom over the face. I was like, oh God.
And like a really weird look for the Undertaker this week. He's got like its old ministry gear with like the new
Which
Dead
restaurant?
Man logos on them,
Which one?
not the ministry ones. So it's
When?
kind of weird, but
It looked kind of
Word.
dumpy a little. I mean, like almost like
Yeah,
you
it's
had
not the tank top
We
or
gotta stop the
pants
package
that
store
we were
too.
used to.
Is
But
Lady AJ
it,
good?
it's just awkward because it wasn't like the leather pants and the tank top that we're used to. And then we get Rikishi and Haku, which Haku came back at the Royal Rumble, and they take out the Brothers of Destruction.
What time did
As
they
they're
go?
about to win.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're about to
They were
win.
gonna win.
Yeah, and they were. You could tell they were a little late on that because like Edge and Christian are like 3/4 of the way up for a power bomb. And I was like, oh god, oh man, hold him up, take a hit, bump. Not to mention your fun portrayal of what happened with the tables during this match.
Wasn't one of them had the like broken leg?
One broke the legs, ripped
Yeah.
up the mat. It's just
We-
all over the place. Not
There's-
as good as it sounded on paper. Some of this match felt completely flat because of screw ups. But the Dudley Boys get the win, and we're headed to WrestleMania 17, where we get the iconic TLC match with Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys. So we're on that road. Next up's the main event. It's Kurt Angle as the WWF champion. He's been the champion since I think September, October, somewhere around there. And now he's facing The Rock for the WWF title. And it's supposed to be just a straight up singles match, but it almost turns into like a no disqualification match.
yeah, by the end of it.
Rock and Angle never had a bad match. You get interference from Big Show here, which was a little weird.
Speaking of a bad bump, when it comes to Big Show, Kyoto just falls on his side from that high up.
Dude, he got mauled. I mean, like dead.
Yeah.
Whether that was kayfabe injury or not, Kyoto ate a fuck of a choke slam.
It is a very typical Rock Angle match. It wasn't a bad match. Nothing. Angle takes the turnbuckle off, runs Rock.
Hebner's in his face. Hebner's like, I saw you do it.
Yeah.
Like, and
Rock hits the Angle slam on Rock after he hits the turnbuckle. You think it's over 1-2. Nope, Rock's out. Rock ends up reversing it, Angle into the turnbuckle. Hits him with the rock bottom, and we get a really awkward count from Hebner. I don't know what his deal was for this show, but he would count 1, 2, and then he would like lunge towards the wrestlers that were on the mat for whatever reason. He did it earlier in the matches too. And he lunges and he says that Angle didn't kick out, and
Angle never moved.
He never moved. So then
his Angle got his arm up or something.
Yeah, Rock goes and hits it with it again, and then kind of looks at Hebner like, "Is this fucking good enough for you?" And then he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. And the Rock is now a 4-time WWF champion. I think at this time, maybe 5. I can't remember. Actually,
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
And that basically sets us the rest of the way up to Mania.
And I feel bad for Angle.
He was crying.
No, it's not that part. But you've been the WWF champion since September, October, and you've worked your ass off for that title. You've defended it. See, December was Armageddon, was the 6-pack Hell in a Cell match. He fought Undertaker for it at Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Had great matches, and you lose it to The Rock right before you get to WrestleMania for The Rock to go lose it to Stone Cold.
What does Angle do at this Mania?
It's
what you're saying
Angle Benoit. Angle and Benoit, I believe.
So what you're saying is the champion that was showing up every week didn't make it to Mania with the title.
Pretty much. And this wasn't an era where you had like your Andre, Brock Lesnar type people.
Subtle jab.
So it's kind of weird. It's kind of stupid in my opinion. I think it was just to get Rock Austin again to turn heads.
Mm-hmm.
Just think if you'd got Austin Angle, you wouldn't have got the Austin heel turn that was not needed. And you wouldn't have gotten the 2-man power trip, and then you wouldn't have gotten the torn quad from Triple H. So they would have stuck to their guns and kept Kurt in the title match going into WrestleMania, things would have been a lot different.
It's
So,
twice this week we're talking about The Rock getting over in Las Vegas.
Did he get over in Vegas on Thursday? I think
Well, he
got
got
booed
over
out of
on
the building.
Cody. He got
He
over
got-
on Cody.
Got booed out of the building on Thursday.
That's because he slapped the shit out of the fucking hero.
so what would you rate this pay per view?
Wait a minute. He slapped the shit out of the American hero, kind of like the American Olympian.
Kinda.
Okay.
Kinda. Got over
ahead.
on him in Vegas.
Go ahead, director man.
So, what would we rate this pay per view, top to bottom? TJ, we'll start with you. Do it in whichever way you'd want to rate it.
I like letter grades. I had a lot of fun rewatching this one.
Your letter grades are a little off than what they normally are.
Well,
No, see,
when he only
letter
saw
grades
D's and
are
F's.
subjective. Listen, sir. Had it not been for homework, I'd have went to Harvard.
What are you, fucking Otunga?
No, but I mean, grading anything is subjective. But for me, this was fun. Again, this is in that time period where wrestling started to kind of stop for me for a while, but rewatching this, the right to censor, I had those guys were out of my brain and completely
hit it again?
Yeah. They came back into my brain for the first time in years.
I don't see Ryan. Is Ryan saying no?
Like, I had totally forgot about these guys, and it was a fun angle. I mean, it was.
Whoa! You said angle. Hold on.
I'm gonna make you eat that fucking soundboard.
It was something I had forgot about, and this reminded me of it. And it's like, these are the moments I love with our podcast. It's like we go back, we do this stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened.
So it really rocked. So it really rocked your memory.
It really rocked my memory. Yes.
What the Rock is cooking.
You know, and it just shatters that glass ceiling for me. Things I forget.
Yeah, he can't find that one. What a dick.
What? I didn't even hear it.
No shattered glass ceiling. Not shattered. There it is.
By the way, we should mention that this is the era of the Stone Cold theme song from Disturbed.
I think that's like my favorite version of it.
It is a fun one.
It's not the typical Stone Cold one. It was kind of funny because your guys are like, oh, that's weird. And I just started doing it. They're like, yep, that sounded about right. And I was like, that's how everybody sang it back then because nobody knew the words to it.
I had to go to Disturbed to get words to make sense for it. But no, I mean, it was just, it got to me remembering it, and I had a lot of fun reviewing this one. More fun than I've had others. I'm going to give this one a solid A.
Ryan, how would you rate this in your own way? You can do letters, numbers. I doubt you'll do stars.
You do emojis? No. I think it's a good build for WrestleMania. This is one of those pay-per-views that I had on VHS and I would watch it a lot. So I'm kind of
partial. Is it a shorter list of pay-per-views you didn't have on VHS?
No.
What's funny is he had wrestling VHSs right next to his father's VHSs, and some days he didn't know which No Way Out he was putting in.
Oh God!
Did you work on that on the hole? Did you work on that one all week there, Numbnuts?
No. Why did it actually work?
No.
No.
Just for the audience at home, what'd you do with the VHSs once the network came out?
Taped over.
The ones that I had,
Grey's Anatomy.
I sold them, but I have 2 or 3 cases of original recordings of pay-per-views that were my wife's grandfather's that he gave to me before he passed or after he passed. That I still have in the box that I have not gone through. I bought a DVD recorder to move them all to disc. I just haven't done it yet. But I give this about a 7.8, if that makes sense.
So a
It's
C
really
plus.
good. It's
C
a
plus.
really, really, really good build for WrestleMania. All the paths to WrestleMania aren't there yet, and that's how it used to be, where it wasn't laid set in stone in January what everybody's roles were going to be at Mania, kind of like what it is now. Um, I mean, for instance, you had Big Show interfere in the main event, and he ends up in the hardcore match at WrestleMania. Has nothing to do with Kurt Angle, nothing to do with The Rock at WrestleMania.
The only reason why he interfered was because he lost that match to The Rock?
The week before or whatever.
Yeah.
Was pissed off.
So it was a good pay per view. It's one of my favorites to watch. Also, keynote. We mentioned that it was the last pay per view before WCW merger. This is Jerry the King Lawler's last pay per view for a while. WrestleMania 17 is Jim Ross and Paul Heyman. This is where Jerry the King Lawler leaves the company for a while. So we're getting ready to head into the era of Heyman on the microphone and not Jerry the
Fucking love
King Lawler.
Heyman on the mic.
We even had Taz actually at the end of this pay per view when Lawler went to fight.
Yeah, this is the part. Taz isn't very active very long into WWF. This is where he kind of starts to be a part-time guy. I think he's in a 6-man tag at 17 with the APA and him versus the Right to Censor. So this is kind of like the start of the trickling down. God damn it! You hit that fucking buzzer again, and I'm gonna come up there and beat the hell out of you.
I saw TJ move. I was like, oh.
I showed it to us, and you son of a bitch. But then I remembered he ain't got nitro.
But it's in this one. He can use it.
But it was good. I gave it a 7.8. It's a great build to arguably the best WrestleMania of all time.
Myself, I'm just gonna give it a straight 8. I enjoyed it very much. Or I'm sorry, I will give it 8. What was my match of the night?
Is that a straight laced 8?
Nope. Fuck you. Wasn't me.
I fucking hate you.
I'd give it 8 pedigrees because that was my match of the night, and that was the guy who won. So
wait, are you saying that AJ sucks?
I mean, we're gonna talk about it. We might as well just hit that one too. Time to play the game. He's gonna give it pedigrees.
Where's that water bottle?
People are gonna hate this fucking episode from all the soundboard clips,
or they're gonna love it. It's one of the two.
They don't have to hear us that much.
Personally, I think it's all money.
Here we go. Money talk.
God.
I think it's all money.
Anyhow, it's a good show. It's a great way to get this No Way Out Elimination Chamber month started. We went that way because February is typically No Way Out in Elimination Chambers.
And then mine, next week, we're doing No Way Out 2008. The only reason why I picked that one because I hope they still have the song in there. That's the first time I heard Seethers Fake It. It's the theme song for the pay-per-view.
Is that all you want to tell us about it, AJ?
I think there's Jeff Hardy in it somehow.
You know something, Mean Gene? You don't have to remind me and my Hulkamaniacs.
That one was off just a bit. A little excess on the soundboard there.
No, you want to know what we need? We need the "It doesn't matter what you..."
No. You know what we do need? We need "Shut Up, Bitch."
It's on one of the other ones. But anyhow, lots of fun.
Again,
anything
no
new? Anything you're looking forward to for Raw?
I kind of want to see who else is going to qualify for the men's elimination chamber match along with the women's. But I wonder if we're gonna have Cody come out.
I feel like we're gonna get Cody.
Like I feel the adrenaline already.
Want me to do it, or you gonna do it?
No, I'm not. I was just popping Ryan.
Fucking hate you.
I was just popping
Uh,
Ryan.
I feel like
How
we're
about-
definitely gonna get Cody.
How about the one thing we left out about the current stuff? We're gonna get Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus the Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber. It could be a really good match between those two teams.
Yeah, AJ, were you sad that poor DIY lost again?
No, not at all. Because even them losing, they still had a great show.
They did. I between the two, I think I would have rather DIY won.
But they already did it. Pete
Haven't
Dunne.
they all fought them and lost?
I don't think Pete Dunne has. And Tyler
No?
Bate.
Can I just say I'm really glad he's back to Pete Dunne?
Me too. Me too. Like to the point where I have forgotten what his name was beforehand.
I love the pretty deadly skit from Friday night was
With
great.
Elizabeth.
And they called
Queen
him
Elizabeth.
Pete. They called him Pete Dune, and that was great.
I honestly, it's literally this time last year to this time now. It's completely different, and now it just looks like people are having fun with it. But in some aspects, in some feuds, it's feeling fucking real again.
AJ, do you know where that was filmed?
Disney.
That segment.
No,
They were in Charlotte,
oh, were they?
That
'Cause
was
it
like
looked
that
like
was
the
Lake Norman.
Grand Floridian.
like Norman.
That was Lake Norman. They were in Charlotte this week. That was Lake Norman. That was a fun little thing because
Why would I know
was-
Lake Norman?
that was kind of cool.
we
for
would,
us.
you might not.
That's cool for us NASCAR fans this week to see the interaction with the champion Ryan Blaney was at SmackDown and had a moment with Triple H in the ring and
And he got a
given-
belt, but not your standard Universal belt. He got a Seth Rollins belt. That was cool.
I mean, they keep calling it the WWE Championship here lately. They're not referring to it as the Universal title. I'm wondering if after Cody beats Roman, if that'll go away.
What, the Universal thing or a new belt?
No, the Universal thing. I think we're gonna. If Cody wins, we're gonna get a Cody belt because that's how Cody rolls. You know, Cody's the one that got us the classic Intercontinental title back at one point with the white strap that ended up staying for like 6 years. So I think Cody's probably got a belt made.
So there,
when that
before
day
we
comes.
close up, I want to get your guys' opinion because this is going to be the last thing we really talk about. A lot of
Negative.
rumors of them unifying at SummerSlam. I will be very pissed off by that because they just split them up.
Well, I think you got to look at it this way. Hunter's words at the press conference was this is a whole new World Wrestling Entertainment. And I think there's now the outlook of there may only need to be one champion. There's
One
no-
belt to rule them all.
There's no need to have two separate champions if your world champion is going to be there all the time.
I don't know.
Um,
I liked having a top champion on both shows.
Go with your mid card titles are now your top titles on each show,
And just
and the world champ goes back and forth.
As long as he shows up to work every week, it won't be a bad thing.
One that elevates the mid card titles to now a top level title. It makes
Which
the
look what
Intercontinental.
Gunther's done with that
it-
Intercontinental. It's
well,
been
let's not start that
phenomenal.
one. Let's
But
not
I'm
start that
saying,
one.
like that, there's been a lot with that until very
pretty
recent.
pretty sure Mr. US title has done a lot for that belt over the last I don't know how long,
He's defended it once since he won it in Saudi Arabia.
but he's there.
He's certainly
Logan?
on social media.
Yeah. And
He's defended it one time.
I'm not just talking about wrestling with it. He takes that thing fucking everywhere. He's getting more eyes on it.
I'll give you that. But I think if you're gonna go with one champion, which I think now that kind of got nixed because that was just a theory on if Cody faced Seth, so that he could still take the belt off of Roman. I still think there's gonna be two champions. but I also could see the point of there not needing to be 2 world champions anymore.
They have another brand split and get 2 champions again.
I mean, at this point, what's the point? I mean, the brand split's nice and all, but what's the point when? I mean, I know it's WrestleMania season and all the rules are off, but everybody's on every show now.
They, for the most part, have been good with that, though.
You just had Randy Orton, Sami Zayn,
They
and
said
Drew McIntyre.
they literally said that was just for the Elimination Chamber qualifying
Again,
matches.
what I just said. It's WrestleMania season, so all bets are off.
Mm.
But still, it's the blur of the lines. The blur of the lines.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, what do you got before we say see y'all later?
Got nothing.
Oh.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if you're gonna drink, drive responsibly. I mean, if you're gonna
Well, I
drink,
hope
drink
you
responsibly.
I hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. I'm hoping that
Both
when
teams
we're
lost.
This released, we're wondering where the 2 new expansion teams are coming because both of those teams were destroyed.
My God.
Just think, football's over with. NASCAR starts next week.
Mania's around the corner.
55 days.
Stop fucking counting down the days. You make it more painful.
You know, you say that, it's gonna feel like eternity getting to it, but a blink of an eye when we go.
What are you
Just-
writing Hallmark
and-
cards now?
and
What the
just
fuck
think-
sentimental is that?
When we get to Philadelphia, we're gonna be where America was made.
Oh my god.
What, does that not make me a real American?
TJ, I have the right to censor you right now.
I'm
Oh?
leaving.
No.
I'm out.
Oh.
I'm out.
Bye, everybody.
Your prayers, eat your vitamins, be true to yourself, true to your country, be a real American.
Oh, Jesus Christ.